It's the beginning of a new month, which means it's time for a new sheetload of card sketch from Call Me Crafty Al. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome. This is the beginning of February, so it is time for the February 2024 sheetload of card sketch from Call Me Crafty Al. This is a sketch she puts together each month for us, and it has a supply list, a cut list, everything you need, tells you everything you need to make a certain amount of cards. This month's is another 6x6 special edition, and this is a collaboration where the participants were all kind of showing a variation of how we use Call Me Crafty Al's sketch. So this month I am using Let's Be Mermaids from Lori Whitlock and Echo Park. Figure I'm trying to get a head start on Cards for Cubs, so let's get into it.
So I have everything cut and ready to go except for the patterned paper. I'll be cutting that with you on screen. I picked 2 different sheets of patterned paper, and since it was double-sided, I just picked 2, and then I'm going to use both sides of each of those to give me 4 different patterns. And then we'll get this cut down. This is a collaboration, and there is a playlist linked in the description box below that you can click on to see all of the videos for today's SheetLoad collaboration. And there's also a link in the description box for you to find out how you can get Alicia's SheetLoad of Cards sketch if you are already not a subscriber. She just asks that you be a subscriber, and it is free as long as you subscribe to her channel. So that is amazing. I have all of my pieces cut, and I'm just going to kind of sort and figure out what I want to put, what patterns I want to put together. I had that planned in the beginning, but then after I cut everything, things kind of got all mixed up. So now I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the different pieces of the card. And I totally forgot that there were 2 different lengths of those skinny strips. One was shorter, obviously shorter than the other. And the shorter one is what I should have picked to go on this white strip. It's what goes across the bottom of the card. So you see me kind of pause when I'm putting that down because I'm like, why is this longer than my white strip? And I was like, oh yeah, that's why. So separate those out better before you assemble your card. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble my panels now. I do the 2 outer strips first and just make sure there's an even border on the top, bottom, and outside of the strip. And then I lay that bigger piece in the middle last, and then just make sure it's equidistant from both of the outer strips. I'm just going to go ahead and do that to all of the other panels, and by the magic of video, I am on my last set of panels here. Get those on, and now I can start adding my panels to my card bases. So for once, I am using colored card bases, and so I've also pre-cut some thin white paper to go on the inside of the cards, just so that you could see anything that you might write. That's one reason why I don't use colored card bases very often, because it's just an extra step that you have to do to put some white in there. But I just thought the colored card bases would look cute with these cards today. So I am mixing it up. And I decide that I want to kind of think about which cards or which panels are going to look better on which colored card base. So that's what I'm sorting out here. And we'll get these assembled. And I noticed that on Alicia's sketch, she has the color of the center piece, or whatever pattern her center strip is on the big panel is what that horizontal strip going across the bottom is. And I had sorted that backwards and realized I liked her way better. So I just had to resort for these. Sometimes I just get so caught up in the making that I forget to actually pay attention to the sketch that I had wanted to follow in the first place. I'll get all my pieces put on the card fronts, and then we will be able to start decorating. Get my last few cards put together here. And then the majority of the work is done. I have my circles cut. I just used a stitch circle die cut and then cut it in half. And I'm just going to add 1/2 of the circle on top of that horizontal strip on each card. One of the things I really love about the SheetLoad collaboration is that we all seem to have a different take on the SheetLoad, depending on even just the different papers we use makes them look totally different. But then sometimes we all tweak it just a little bit differently. So it's always fun to go through and watch all the videos to see who did what and everybody's thought process behind what they did. I have a bunch of hello sentiments that I die cut. They're layered die cuts that I had cut out of scraps a while back. And so I decided that I wanted to try and use some of those. So I am just kind of auditioning which ones I think might look best on each card. Most of the ones I pulled out are pink and purple, but there's like different shades of pink and purple. And then there's a few yellows and light blues and such. So you'll see me try and figure out which ones I want to put on which cards. And they fit just perfect in that half circle. So I'm glad I was finally able to use some of these up. This was a great way to use up some scraps, but then now these have been sitting in my stash for a few months, so figured I need to actually get them used. We'll get this last one on, and then I'm going to use some of those leftover pieces. Whenever you cut your 6x6 sheet down, you had like a little square left from each of the patterns, and then I had some extra squares from something else I'd cut. So I'm just going to trim those into fishtail banners, and I will put one on the inside of each card, and then we'll add some other scraps on the inside of the others too, just so that they all have something on the inside. So if you use this scrap on the inside of your cards, then it's essentially a no scrap sketch. So here are my 8 cards. I did end up going back after I was done and add in some sequins or enamel dots, so you may see those that you didn't see before. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my process. Please be sure to check out the playlist linked in the description box below. Thanks for your time and have a crafty day.